very well in the game, and a very nice football team. Did the things they had to do to win in critical moments of the game, and played well. Our guys played well at times in sections. Didn't, just offense, defense, when defense would get going, offense couldn't finish off a drive. Offense get going, defense couldn't get the next stop. Just mixed up in some things. I thought our special teams really played well today. We had a nice kickoff return, got a nice punt block. Punted the ball extremely well. Unfortunately, missed one field goal, but we hit 4 out of 5. Wish we hadn't had to kick that many, but we'll get that. We'll talk about that in a second. But made some nice kicks there. It was a big time when we did miss it because we tied the game and we give up the score. But at the same time, they were always one play ahead. We didn't make the plays that we needed to make. And like I said, got to do a better job. At the end, we had a chance to get down there and have a shot. And disappointed we dropped the ball and then missed a block on a third down and had some guys open, had a chance to make some plays. Thought the young quarterback James for the first game going out there and playing, hit some nice big plays, made some nice throws, put his team in position. Made one real nice touchdown throw on the first one. Some of the other ones they covered, did some things. We ran the ball well at times, and other times we didn't finish drives in the red zone. That's another big key. Usually we score a lot of touchdowns, but we were 5 out of 6, but we only scored 1 touchdown. Got to finish that. Turnover had a critical one, but we got it back with the points, and not a bad job for the first time going out there doing it. Some of our young guys did that. Had some, didn't get a couple signals, had to call a couple timeouts that I thought were costly in the game. That was not with the quarterback, and I thought he did a nice job in that regard. One of them, he let the shot clock run down, but for your first game, only having one of those is pretty good. Just guys didn't line up where they were supposed to line up. But there's a lot of good still there, but there's still plenty of bad. And then we got to get that cleaned up to have a chance to have a nice football team. It's been done around here before with this kind of start. And got to line up and go play. Don't hang your heads now. Get ready to go work and get ready to go play Wake Forest and win a game on the road, hopefully, and play a real good team and line up play next week. And we'll go. Question?
Jimbo, you mentioned the red zone offense. How frustrating did it get? You kept getting down there and
I didn't
just
get frustrated. You wanted to go. I mean, we had some opportunities. They were a good run defense. They played good. You got young guys, and when we lost Tate down there, it bothered us a little bit. That was our big guy that we like to go to in there. But we have other guys that can make plays too. We had a chance on that little bubble right there. If we make a block, we're going to walk in. We just missed it. We inches off, and we had a couple drops. And one of them before the half was a tough situation. 2-minute drive before the half. That was kind of, where we were right there. That was a heck of a drive by us to get back, and James and our players to get back within one score after the 17-7, 2 minutes before the half. That was an excellent drive. Disappointing one was ones after we got the safety. We're 12 yards out of a field goal range. We weren't in the red zone then, but we just didn't get it. We had the 3rd and 6, and we had to jump offside. We had 4 critical motion plays, which we didn't have any in the loudest stadium in America up in the first game, and did a nice job in that regard. But those motions were critical. But we had a critical face mask. We had a critical late hit on a 3rd down. It was going to be 3rd and long. They had a late hit. They got a 1st down. We had a targeting, on a trick play. It would have been 2nd or 3rd and long, and they picked up a couple of 3rd and longs too. They hit a couple of 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 10s, and got converted. They made the plays. So in that regard, we got to get better.
Coach, you lost a couple early games last year, and you guys came back. Is that what you're telling your guys?
Yeah, tell my guys line up and play. Hang your head up, line up and play next week. And get ready to play against Wake Forest and play one game at a time, play one season. Again, both games, we had chances in both football games. We got to clean up the little things, which we have. We had 2 long layoffs, but that's not an excuse. That's plenty of time to practice too. You look at it 2 different ways. And,
Do you have to reevaluate your goals?
No, you line up and play. Your goals are already set. You don't play. Now you play for what the next game is. I mean, goals are set before the season. Once that goes, then you play. And you see what happens. There ain't no sit and worry about what I'm going to get or where I'm going to be. What you need to find out what kind of team you're going to be and line up and play next week and play. Goals are set before the season, then you move on.
We talk about what kind of team this wants to be. I mean, this is the first time since you've been here, this team has started off 0-2. What is that conversation like? Because none of these guys have ever experienced this before.
It's just what I just told you. Line up and say we're going to play next week. There is no panic. But there's an urgency. You got to correct some things and get better. We're going to line up and play next week. We're 1-1 or 0-2. We got to play 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time. That's all we can control. And that's what the conversation's about.
With 3 minutes left, no timeouts, you decided to kick long rather than onside. Can you explain what?
Well, because if you get a stop, you kick it right there and take a chance and don't get it back. We had the 3rd and 8 and give up a run. We was going to get it back in a minute and a half. If you do it right there, why take the chance? You still have confidence in your defense. You pin it back, and then you'd be pinned back all the way back on the 2-yard line with maybe no time. And the odds of getting an onside kick aren't that great. And still with 3 minutes to go, I still think it's a smart thing to do with who we had on defense. And we had it, 3rd and 8? and had a run, 7 or 8, something like that, it was something like that, and they popped the run.
Jimbo, did you ask referees whether number 11 started his flip before he got to the goal line, and why didn't they bring?
No, I didn't see, I didn't see that. If that's what happened, that's what happened, I don't know. I didn't see that.
Jim, have you seen a targeting before with someone's arms in a
No,
situation
I
like
don't.
that?
They called it, they said it was, they reviewed it, so I guess it is. I didn't know that was targeting. I'm not agreeing, disagreeing, I don't know. I thought he was just trying to swing at the ball. I mean, we have guys that do that with our, I mean, all the time. I've said that for 2 years, you know, and they don't call that, but, so I don't, I'd have to get an interpretation of that.
Do you know what's with Auden? Do you know the injury yet or how severe?
No, it's his shoulder, and I don't think it's something that, I think he's gotta get better and get ready to play. I think he'll get a chance, he'll come back pretty quickly, is my understanding.
But defensively, you would play really well for long stretches, but then there would be a breakdown here or there.
Exactly right, on third down, that's what I said. I mean, we didn't make the plays, either play. We're missing, whether it was offense, we'd do that and then not finish the drive, or defense and give them 3rd and 8 and give it up, or, you know, go for 3 drives and all of a sudden, you know, offense get momentum, not playing together, you're not feeding off each other enough. And that was, you know, that was. I mean, there's some good things defensively, but there's some things that we need to clean up. Was disappointing.
Jimbo, is that a product of not having played in 21 days?
I don't know that. I mean, hey, that's what we had to do, so we do it. That ain't an excuse. We got to line up and play. There's nothing to that.
Coach, what can you say about the game that Auden Tate did have while he was on the
Oh, he's playing great. I mean, he's a big guy. Auden does so much for us because he's such an intelligent player. Not only physically intelligent, but mentally intelligent. And his ability to line up in different spots and allow us to move other guys to where they can do things. You can move him around and play different, you know, get matchups and do things, and what blocking schemes, whatever it may be. And it is, he's a huge part. He, like I said, I've been so happy with him, and you've heard me say it during camp. I've been as pleased with him as anybody we had, and it was a shame we lost him.
When you talk about playing mistake-free football with James, it seemed like every time he fumbled, he kind of kept.
He did. He had one time on the clock where we let it run down. You know, he didn't see the clock. But for the most part, I thought the guy did a heck of a job. Maybe got the ball down the field, made big plays at times. You know, we'll evaluate the film and look at all the little details. But you know, game management, his presence, his poise, the moment didn't seem overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? He was very come off, and he could communicate what was going on and why it was going on and what he was doing. And you know, I thought he did a heck of a job.
How do you think he reacted to some of those hits? Because it seemed like Chubb was constantly there. He kept getting back up. I mean,
Oh, he did. He kept playing and competing. I mean, I told you, he's a competitor now. I mean, he's a competitor. And they got a really good front and a good defense, and he did a really nice job.
Jimbo, how do you feel your offensive line performed today?
I went to watch it. See, there was a couple of things that looked like they broke down, but we had some nice runs and we had nice protection a lot of times. Well, look, there was one we got a sack right before the half. Chubb, you know, you get him one-on-one, he's gonna get one or so. There was one late that we had to throw back to the tailback that we had a big play that was a mistake. I mean, we should never got beaten on that play in there on the protection that was there. And trying to think. There was one late on a guy got through that shouldn't have. Matter of fact, that last 3rd and 6, I think, when they came upside, we had a guy just got beat in there. But you know, they're a good front for the most part. I thought they played pretty good, but we'll look at the film and evaluate it.
They use a number of, I just call them trick or innovative plays. Did that throw off your defense?
Yeah, we knew exactly. There was nothing we hadn't seen. I mean, but they did. We eye violated right there before half. We was in man coverage, and the guy who had him jumped up and gave up the vertical. I mean, we were straight man coverage. And he should never have came up. I mean, he's got to stay on his guy. They had one early, I think, a little stutter route on a little halfback pass, but then after that, for the most part, I thought we played him pretty well.
2 things. One, what's the update on Matthew Thompson? How do you?
He had a back end, something with his lower back. Don't evaluate it.
And 2, how would you assess the way your linebackers played, given that he was gone and then Pugh was gone, and what do you think?
Again, it's hard to say until you look at the film. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those guys making plays and this, but I can't answer that till I look at the film.
Well, special teams seemed to improve pretty much across the board, especially with Logan.
We worked our tails off. We punted it well. We punted live. We put blocks on. You know, we got a great block punt at the right time, and that was huge. And then they're not coming back. We had a big drop right there because we had the guy wide open. He drops the ball right there and going to turn around and make a first down or get down and score. I mean, there was plenty of opportunities. Our special teams, our kicker had a couple nice kick returns, punt returns. Thought Tavares did a nice job. We punted the ball. We averaged about 47 yards a punt. He did a nice job punting the ball. Ricky, I mean, we had one missed field goal, which was a critical miss, but at the same time, he's 4 out of 5, made some really good kicks. So I thought we got a lot better in those regards. We worked very hard on them and had good results.
Was the game plan going in to run the ball more, or did the game dictate?
Well, once we got behind the half, we were running the ball really well. I mean, we had 100 yards rush, but you get 8 sacks off, we about 140, and the first couple, we had a couple of dink throws and got on third down, but then we ran the ball really well. And then, but we hit 2 big plays in the third quarter. We had a play action, we was going to hit a comeback, and they busted a post, and we got a post read, we hit it, and we had a go read, and we hit it, and then we ran it, and then all of a sudden, it just, in the fourth quarter, we were still running the ball. And then we got behind, we had the 2-score game, when they got the 2-score game, with 7 minutes, you couldn't run the ball. I mean, you had to, you could mix in a run or two, and we had a couple of them. A couple of them runs, though, we throw those bubble screens, those are runs. And you throw it out there and make 5 yards, that's still a run in our mind. I mean, and how you do that. If they're gonna bunch the box, and we hit Nooney and Odden on a couple of those, and they made, one of them made 18 yards. Remember Odden down the sideline and something else. Those are in your run reads, those are like RPOs and what you're doing in regard to how they play the box. So I thought we ran the ball pretty decent for the most part.
Jim, but the first couple drives, you guys didn't get anything going. Going to the start of the game, that kind of, you guys got behind from the beginning.
Well, that's what I say. That's where your experience on defense and stuff's got to stand up. Hopefully we could have stood up, and I was hoping we get a couple stops, but they got 10-0, but then we come right back and make it 10-7. Then the critical ones, like I said, we have a 10. It'll be 3 minutes to go. We're gonna miss a field goal to make it 10-10. And then they scored to make it 17-7. But then we drove right back down in 2 minutes and got to 17-10. Got to a 1-score game. Then we hit basically get a stop, and then we hit the post route down to the 3 and get it 17-13. But then we gave up a couple third downs on that late hits and got to get to 20-13. And we get down again, throw a go route to George, 20-16. We just couldn't finish that drive, and then it went to 27-16, I think. Then we got then got them pinned back 27-8. That's when then we had the throwback that we thought we had and didn't get the protection, and they just kept matching on offense. They did enough to keep it out.
Obviously, you're losing DeAndre and a couple other players banged up now. Are you reassessing what you have as a team, or do you still feel
I think we still have a very good team. I mean, I got to do a better job coaching. We got to coach them better. We got to get them in position to do it, and we're a play away or 2 here and there. But listen, you can say that every week, and when you win, that's the way it gets down to. We got to find a way to find those inches and battle back. And ain't no time to hang your head in line up play.
Jimbo, with all the stuff you guys have been through, obviously your quarterback gets hurt, the canceled games, the hurricane. Do you have to be more of a motivator and a psychologist now?
No doubt. I mean, all those different situations when you practice that long. But like I said, some of your hardest practice and hardest coaching was done during that 3 weeks, because when players don't see a game to practice for, it's like you're pounding them again in camp. You know what I mean? It's like you just went through camp, you came out to play, and then all of a sudden you go back through camp. So we had to be tough on them, because you practice, we just can't let them have bad habits. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do that. We pressed them hard, but that's all part of coaching's always been part of psychology, and just getting guys to understand what the importance is. And like I say, you control what happens. It's line up play.
You don't think James Blackman was mentally prepared going into this game?
Oh, I definitely do.
In 21 games.
I thought he did a great job in the game for a young guy. The calls and throws he made and decisions he made for the most part, taking care of the ball. I definitely do. I mean, I thought he prepared himself very well.
Today, I mean, we saw, of course, George came up 85 yards, came in with 64 career. What progress, have you seen from him just this season alone?
Well, his health, first of all. I mean, it's the first time he's been healthy since he's been here. I mean, he was never healthy. And like I said before, it's nothing he did. It was just some guys get hurt, and then George is a very hard worker and a really hard learner. You know what I mean? Hard worker and learns very well. And very conscientious young man. He's going to be a really good player.
Say a guy like that can stay healthy. What do you think he does for this offense?
Oh, big time. He can create plays. He can block. He can run with the ball after the catch. He's had a real nice kickoff returns and things he does. I mean, Jordan's a talented guy and a really good, great special teams player too.
Do you feel like Tate's injury changed the momentum of the game at all?
It did, because how we had certain play calls and things we had set up. You know what I mean, and having to move guys around to other positions. It definitely affected us. But that's ball. I mean, that's just part of football. You have to adjust. And we had plans for it. You know what I'm saying? We had a plan. If that happens, this happens. I mean, we talk that out all the time. But I mean, he's a big part of it. But we got other players.
Good. All right.
Thank you.